Hi everyone and no one, this is my first video and basically I'm going to try and run through an issue that I had with my old Perform CCL lathe. And there's generic versions out there. It's a Chinese copy that Jet have, Charmwood have, Draper have, loads of them. But what happened was my belt drive snapped and one of my pulleys broke as well. So I'll just run you through how I think I'm going to fix it. So on the back here, you've got the motor, and then you've got the drive shaft there. The motor pulley has snapped here. These are, I think they're a zinc alloy and really brittle. Now I got this off secondhand off eBay, so I've never done any maintenance into the year and a bit that I've had it. So it's a bit of a learning curve, but here you go. So I needed a spring tensioner, which I don't have. So I've gone for trying to go and use reusable cable ties, and it's got a C-clip at the end. So my theory is tighten those up, which will allow me to unclip that without the spring flying off and just remove that. But also while I'm here, I've got myself two new bearings to fit, because this rattles when I put anything of any weight on it. So I'll take another video later and show you how I got on. Okay, so that took about 5 seconds to tie those, and that's nice and loose. I'm going to find my C-clip or circlip pliers, remove the circlip, and then hopefully just remove the pulley and replace it. Okay, the pliers are in place. You can get them from any hardware store. These came off eBay because I'm in lockdown and I didn't have a chance to go to Screwfix. But hopefully just going to remove this. No, need two hands. Right. There is C-clip. That comes off. Oops, sorry. That comes off. And then I have these. Oh, okay, that's easy. Sorry about this. I really could do with knowing what I'm doing, but as I say, it's the first video. You live and learn. Oh, right, that's stuck. So I'll have a look. Oh, it's got a grub screw on the back. I'll just undo that and hopefully it'll slide. Okay, you can see the grub screw here. So loosen that off, so hopefully, no, that doesn't slide off. Damn it. Should try taking it off. Nope. Alright, more faffing. Back in a minute. Okay, slightly trickier than I thought. Can't remember what they're called, and I should do, but couldn't get this slid off. So what I ended up doing was turning it on its side and saw there was some burrs on it. Basically a little bit of metal that shouldn't be there. So I got a square file, filed the edges down just to take those burrs off each side, there and there, and then hopefully this will just slide off. Right, now for the replacement. So this is my replacement box of parts. Came from Axminster. The guy on the phone was really helpful. If he didn't know what he was looking for, he found a man who did. But as you can see, I've got a drive belt, a pair of bearings, and a pulley set. So the grub screw ones came off the back, so the grub screw ones go on the back. Might need two hands again. Back in the right, with two hands, that went on really easily. And you see, fits in quite nicely. Back to how they were. And now, hopefully working pulley. Just going to tighten up the grub screws. Now, if I was just putting the belt on, I'd probably put the belt on now. But because I'm doing the headstock pulleys, I'll save that for later. But also, what I learned through the past is, if your belt does snap, you want to have your speed as fast as possible. Now I've had it snap before, and when it snapped, I turned the speed right down. as you're supposed to do every time you finish with your lathe. But what that does is it closes up the top set of pulleys. Where you can see here, because it's in the where it's in the fastest position, it leaves them open, so it allows you to get the belt on a lot easier. I wish I'd have known that sooner, but because I had it in the closed position, I ended up putting a bit of rope around it, attaching it to the bench like you can see, but on the edge, and yanking with my full body weight down on the rope whilst toggling the lever into the open position, and that worked. So I could then get the belt on. But for changing the pulley, that was really quite simple. I just hope the bearings are the same. Okay, you can see that I've got the spring back on, the retainer back on. Oh, sorry, spring back on. I will get used to this, sorry. Spring back on, retainer back on, and the circlip is back in place. You just see there. And then just undo these. Sorry for the close-up. I'll stop it and come back. And there we go. One pulley reassembled. Probably less than 5 minutes if it wasn't for recording. Way easier than I thought. Just need to find some grease. Should have put that on before, but there you go. Yeah, well surprised. Right, bearings.